With all of the holiday drinking right now, you've probably seen some police roadblocks out there. And if you get stopped for suspected DUI, good luck trying to refuse the breathalyzer. 9 states now use no refusal checkpoints. What does that mean? Well, police can immediately get a judge's order to draw blood if you say no to the breathalyzer. This is a pretty big deal because 1 in 4, that's right, 1 in 4 DUI suspects refuse to blow into that plastic tube. New Hampshire, significantly higher, 81% will not voluntarily take the test. Now, you may not be surprised, no refusal is pretty controversial. Groups like Mothers Against Drunk Driving say it's necessary to save lives. But civil libertarians say that this is an overreach of police power. And joining me now, Warren DePram. He is the Assistant District Attorney in Houston. He is a strong proponent of the no refusal program. And with me here in Atlanta is criminal defense attorney B.J. Bernstein. And first, we're going to start with Warren in Houston. But, explain, Warren, how this works. How can a cop at a traffic stop immediately get a judge's order for a blood test?
Well, it's through the use of the internet and technology. Now, we're not doing it out on the streets. They're actually taken to a centralized facility, a police department, or some sort of a fire station or someplace where all the tools are in place to get that search warrant reviewed and signed by a judge and to get that blood taken as soon as the search warrant is signed.
Oh, wait, so you're saying it's not done right out there there's no judge necessarily right there, or there is?
No, there's no judge on the street. We do have Batmobiles or portable breath alcohol testing mobile units that we use with the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office or the Houston Police Department. Every now and then we'll have nurses and judges available there. But we take people to a centralized facility where it's sterilized. The judges are separated from the defendants and from the suspects and the police. So it's a pretty extensive operation. But all it takes is an arrest, a quick 5-minute transport to the closest police station, and we can get a search warrant drafted and reviewed and signed in under 5 minutes.
But I think the point, BJ, that you would make is this is an orchestrated situation where the judge is standing by, ready to make a ruling, and you have some major concerns about this, and you feel like this is an overreach.
Absolutely. There's an overreach in terms of what Warren just said, where he said, here's a person driving up to a roadblock, which normally we're all used to and we've accepted that we give a driver's license. It's an opportunity for an officer to look at our eyes, listen to our speech, see signs of intoxication, to see whether then a breathalyzer should be administered. Rather, here, he just said it. He arrests someone and takes them to a judge for simply saying no, when laws historically have been that the right to drive, we don't have a right to drive in this country, but when you refuse, it does have an effect on your license. You lose your license in some states either 1 to 2 years for refusing, but that's very different than saying, I'm okay with my blood being taken.
But some might say, if you're refusing, even if there is a consequence for refusing, a person might be refusing to do the breathalyzer because they're hoping to give themselves a little time for their blood alcohol level to go down. I mean, isn't refusing in a way something that should be punished? Isn't it in a way an admission of, oh no, I know that I may be blowing over the limit here?
Well, it is punished in terms of taking your driver's license through a civil thing. But regardless, I mean, we're talking about a criminal case. The constitutional rules apply. And yes, there's been U.S. Supreme Court precedent to allow a blood test to be taken, but that's based on probable cause. And I would argue that it's a slippery slope for a misdemeanor offense, that probable cause is just because you don't choose to take a government test that is not required by law.
And Warren, how is this better, do you think? How is this better than the current? I mean, obviously this is going on in jurisdictions in several states, but how is this better than those jurisdictions that are not using the no refusal plan?
Well, there are people watching the program tonight that are alive because of this program. In my jurisdiction of about 500,000 people, our DWI fatality rates have dropped off close to 20%. We've gone almost 2 years during the program's operational hours without an alcohol-related fatality where an innocent victim was killed. You cannot argue with the fact that it saves lives, and I'm glad to hear that some defense attorneys acknowledge that it is constitutional. We don't even have to get search warrants to get blood in DWI cases, but we do. We give extra due process to our suspects. And it's not like we're pulling people off the street. They do field sobriety tests. They fail field sobriety tests. They're given an opportunity to comply with the law and give a breath test. It's only after that that we get involved and present a search warrant to a neutral and detached magistrate. In addition to saving lives, we've reduced our number of DWIs significantly, close to 30%. Our crashes, everything. Our conviction rate is close to 100% with this. And lastly, the benefit of the program is we also save a sample for defense attorneys. So if they want to get independent testing with the blood, we do that as well. So there's no downside to this program. It saves lives, it reduces costs, it puts more police officers on the street, and it can be done almost instantaneously in most states without legislative involvement or approval.
And let me ask you this, BJ, as a criminal defense attorney, this is not going to be, just quickly, this is not going to be the last that we see of this. I imagine this discussion is going to continue in a court.
It's going to be in the courts because he's saying some things that he does in his jurisdiction that other jurisdictions are not doing. They're having judges on the side of the road. They're not necessarily doing these pre-testing or field sobriety tests. They're just saying refusal, hi judge, he refused, get him arrested. And that's going to create some problem and take a blood sample.
Yeah, I expect that this conversation will continue in a court of law. BJ Bernstein, criminal defense attorney with us here in Atlanta, and Warren DeProm, assistant district attorney in Houston. Thank you both for being with us.
Thank you.